I never thought I'd be the one to pull the pin on a grenade at a family dinner. But sometimes life pushes you to the edge. And you realize holding back isn't strength, it's just delaying the inevitable. My name's John Harlan, and I've spent most of my 72 years in the wide-open spaces of Montana, where the Rockies kiss the sky and folks still believe in handshakes over contracts. I built my life here, on a ranch outside Bozeman, raising cattle and a family with my late wife, Sarah. She passed 4 years ago from cancer, leaving behind echoes in our old log home, the creak of the porch swing where we'd watch sunsets, the kitchen where she'd bake apple pies that could win county fairs. Our son, Michael, grew up chasing calves and learning to rope, but he traded boots for a briefcase, becoming a high school principal in town. He married Rebecca, Becky, as everyone calls her, Thompson Harlan, a sharp accountant from a nearby ranch family, and they gave us 2 grandkids, Sophie, who's 8 and all fire and curiosity, and little Liam, 5, with a grin that could melt snow. Things were good at first. Becky fit right in, with her quick laugh and stories about growing up herding sheep in the Bitterroot Valley. But after Sarah died, cracks started showing. Becky had gotten herself into a mess at her old job, embezzling funds to cover gambling debts she'd racked up online. It wasn't millions, but $250,000 from client accounts at a small financial firm in Billings. In Montana, that's felony territory, with prison time that could stretch to a decade under state law, plus federal oversight if it crossed wires with IRS rules. Michael came to me one night, eyes red, begging for help. "Dad, she's looking at real time behind bars. The kids. I can't raise them alone. I didn't do it for Becky. I barely knew her beyond holiday dinners. I did it for Michael, who'd lost his mom and couldn't lose his wife too. And for those grandkids, who deserved a mom at home, not visiting hours at Deer Lodge Prison. I liquidated what I could, sold off 200 acres of prime grazing land, cashed in my retirement accounts early, even pawned Sarah's antique jewelry collection. Hired the best defense attorney in Helena, a guy named Tom Riley, who negotiated a plea deal, restitution paid in full, probation instead of jail, and a sealed record under Montana's expungement laws for nonviolent felonies after good behavior. Cost me $750,000 all told, between legal fees, restitution, and penalties. Suddenly, I was scraping by on Social Security and what little the remaining ranch brought in. Property taxes on the old place ate up half my check, and with winters harsh as they come, heating bills could bankrupt a man. But I kept my mouth shut. Told Michael it was bad investments. Market dips, anything but the truth. Didn't want to hold it over Becky's head or make her feel indebted. That's not how we do things out here. You help family quietly, like fixing a neighbor's fence without asking for credit. But Becky? She saw my decline as weakness. Started whispering to Michael that I wasn't fit around the kids anymore. "John gets forgetful," she'd say. Forgetful? I still mend my own fences and balance the ranch books by hand. But she painted me as a liability. Sunday barbecues at the ranch became rare. "The kids have soccer. Dad," Michael would mumble. Then no invites at all. I'd call, and Becky would pick up. "John, we're swamped with school stuff. Maybe next week." Next week turned into never. The grandkids stopped coming over for horseback rides. Sophie once asked Michael why Grandpa John didn't visit anymore. "He's busy with the ranch." "Honey, busy?" I was lonely as a coyote in the high country. The money jab stung worse. "John, you shouldn't splurge on gifts," Becky said last Christmas, returning the handmade leather belts I'd crafted for the kids, $30 worth of materials. "Teaches them bad habits about money." Meanwhile, She was climbing the ladder at her new firm in Bozeman, handling big rancher accounts. She'd drop hints at the few gatherings I was allowed. John, ever think about downsizing? Sell the ranch? Move to one of those senior communities in Missoula? More your speed now. Your speed, like I was a worn-out truck. Michael would nod along, showing me pamphlets. Affordable living. Dad. Becky found some great options. An hour's drive away, meaning I'd see the kids even less. It was her way of pushing me out, turning my sacrifice into proof I was a burden. I absorbed it for 3 years, biting my tongue because family comes first. But isolation creeps in like Montana frost. The ranch house felt too big. Sarah's quilt still on the bed, her recipe book gathering dust. I drive by Michael's place, see the lights on, and keep going. Last month, I tried FaceTiming Sophie. Becky intercepted. John, she's got homework. Best if she focuses on peers her age. Not. Distractions. Distractions. That's what I'd become to my own blood. Then came the invitation. Michael called. Dad, Becky's got a big promotion, senior accountant at the firm. Wants to celebrate with a dinner at the steakhouse in town. Family and some colleagues. I sensed the setup. Becky loved mixing work and home to show off. But I went, in my best flannel shirt and boots, hoping for a thaw. The place was buzzing, long wooden tables, antler chandeliers, the smell of grilled ribeye. About 25 folks, Becky's folks from the valley, her brother, and a dozen suits from her office, including her boss, Elaine Vargas. Becky greeted me with a plastic smile. John, glad you made it. Everyone, this is my father-in-law. She paraded her success, climbed from junior to senior in 3 years. Pure grit. Her colleagues nodded, impressed. Dinner was prime cuts and sides. Becky at the head like a queen. She spun tales of her turnaround after a little legal hiccup at her old job. Minor compliance stuff, she waved off. Handled it myself. Learned independence. Independence? I nearly spat my coffee. That's when she stood, glass raised. Thanks for coming. This promotion's about choices, protecting your future, cutting out dead weight. Her eyes locked on mine. Some folks drag you down with their bad decisions. John, I've pitied you since day one. You're a relic, embarrassing us all. The room froze. Forks clattered. Elaine stopped mid-bite. Becky smirked, expecting me to slink away. Instead, I pulled out my phone. Folks, take a look at the screen. I'd come prepared. With Tom's help, scan docs, emails, bank statements. Cast it to the restaurant's TV. There it was, the plea deal. Restitution checks from my account, attorney invoices. 3 years ago, Becky faced felony embezzlement charges. I paid $750,000 to keep her out of prison for Michael. For the kids. Gasps rippled. Becky's face strained. John, what the hell? But the truth was out. Raw as a Montana winter. The steakhouse went dead silent, like the calm before a thunderstorm rolls over the Gallatin Range. Eyes darted from the TV screen to Becky, then to me. I'd kept those documents locked in Sarah's old filing cabinet, organized like she taught me, every receipt, every wire transfer, time-stamped and notarized. Tom Riley had double-checked everything was legal to share. The confidentiality clause I'd signed was void if she breached it by lying publicly about the case, which she'd just done in spades. Elaine Vargas, Becky's boss, broke the ice first. Rebecca, is this accurate? You disclosed a minor infraction in your hiring docs, nothing about embezzlement or probation. Becky stammered.
It was.
Resolved. Sealed record. I handled it. Handled it? I leaned forward. With my money. Sold land, cash retirement, everything to pay restitution and fees. Under Montana law, it was a deferred sentence. She avoided conviction by complying. But the facts don't vanish. Michael's face crumpled like wet paper. Dad, you said it was investments. Why didn't you tell me? Didn't want to poison things.
Sans.
Thought she'd appreciate the second chance. Becky's parents shifted uncomfortably. Her dad, a retired rancher, muttered, Becky, what in God's name? Her brother looked ready to bolt. But Becky doubled down, voice rising. This is ancient history. I turned my life around. John's just bitter because he's broke now. Bitter?
Maybe.
But I'd watched her erode my world bit by bit. No more grandkid visits, no Sophie riding ponies, no Liam fishing in the creek. She'd convinced Michael I was unstable, citing my financial woes as proof. Kids need stability, she'd say. Stability she owed to me. Elaine wasn't buying it. Rebecca, our firm handles fiduciary duties. Clients trust us with their livelihoods, ranches, businesses. If you hid a felony-level offense. One colleague pulled out his phone, probably Googling Montana embezzlement statutes. Another whispered, that's grounds for license revocation by the state board. I didn't stop there. Scrolled to bank statements, hers and Michael's joint account, which he'd shared with me last year when asking for ranch advice. While Becky's bragging about her comeback. Check this, $65,000 in lingering debt from her gambling days. Credit score tanked. Michael's been covering minimums from his principal's salary. Michael nodded grimly. It's true. We've been scraping by. Becky's smirk shattered. How dare you air our laundry? You aired mine first, I shot back. Called me a relic in front of everyone. But here's the kicker. That promotion? Built on lies. You told Elaine you bootstrapped your recovery, no help from anyone. The room turned. Elaine stood. Rebecca, we're suspending you pending review. HR will need all this. Becky's mom teared up. We raised you better. Her dad will help with the kids if needed. Michael just stared. Betrayal etched deep. As folks murmured, I felt a pang, not triumph,
but sorrow.
This wasn't pure revenge, it was a reckoning. I'd lost years with my family, but destroying hers wasn't the goal. Becky, I said softly, I didn't do this to ruin you. I did it because silence let the poison spread. You took my help and used it against me. She slumped, tears flowing. I thought you were just failing. Never connected it. Ignorance? Or willful blindness. Either way, the damage was done. Dinner ended awkwardly. People filed out, avoiding eye contact. Michael walked me to my truck under the starry sky. Dad,
I'm sorry.
I let her convince me you were the problem. We all make mistakes.
Sans.
Question is, what now? Driving home, the ranch loomed dark but familiar. For the first time in years, my phone buzzed with hope. Sophie texting, Grandpa, can I come ride tomorrow? Liam's voice note, miss you? Gramps. Michael's call followed. Dad. Becky's packing for her folks' place. We need space.
Space.
Like the vast Montana plains, where healing starts slow but sure. The next day's blurred. Elaine called. John. After reviewing, Becky's out. But your integrity. We could use a consultant like you part-time.
Advising on ranch finance.
A job? At my age? Think about it. Tom Riley checked in. You did right. Legally clean. But the real shift was family. Michael brought the kids over. Sophie hugged me fierce. Why'd Mom say you were sick? Grown-up stuff.
Darlin'.
But I'm here now. Becky called, midweek. Voice shaky. John.
Can we talk?
Alone. We met at a coffee shop in town. Neutral ground. She looked worn.
No muck-up.
Just ranch girl roots. I was wrong.
Horribly.
I let shame turn me mean. After the plea, I wanted to forget, pretend I fixed it myself.
Shame.
It explained a lot. In the West, we pride self-reliance. Admitting help feels like failure. I get it, I said. But you hurt us all. She nodded. I know. Michael's furious. The kids confused. My job's gone. Reputation shot in this small world. Consequences under Montana law. She'd need to disclose the past for any finance gig. Likely barring her. What now? Therapy? Maybe. Find work outside accounting, maybe teaching bookkeeping at the community college. We talked hours.
No Jelena.
Just truth. I owe you everything, she admitted. Literally. Pulled out papers, a promissory note for $750,000 plus interest, payable over 20 years. I'll sell my truck. Downsize. Make it right. I signed. Not for money, but closure. Michael joined later. We're separating.
Dad.
But co-parenting. Becky added. And John gets full access to the kids. No more barriers. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. That night, back at the ranch, I sat on the porch. Stars blazing. Lesson learned. Secrets fester. But truth, handled with mercy, can mend fences. Weeks turned into months, and the Montana snow blanketed everything, giving time for reflection. The ranch demanded work, feeding cattle through blizzards, fixing wind-whipped fences, but it grounded me. Michael's house, once off-limits, became a second home. I'd pick Sophie up from school, her backpack slung over, chattering about recess. Liam would toddle in for weekends, building snow forts till his cheeks turned pink. Gramps, you're the best fort maker, he'd yell. Michael's eyes softened seeing it. He'd apologize weakly. I should have seen through her sooner. Water under the bridge.
Son.
We're rebuilding.
Becky?
She moved to her parents' spread in the valley. A modest setup with sheep and hayfields. No more corporate polish, just jeans and hard work. She started therapy, as promised, diving into why gambling hooked her, stress from ranch roots clashing with city ambitions. Adrenaline rush, she confessed over coffee one day. Like roping a wild steer, but destructive. Under Montana's gambling laws, online bets are gray area illegal. But she dodged charges by folding them into the embezzlement plea. Her job hunt hit walls. Finance firms shunned her after word spread. Small state. Tight networks. Elaine's firm audited everything, finding no new fraud but enough disclosure lapses for clean termination. Becky pivoted, got certified as a bookkeeper for small ranches, helping folks with taxes and ledgers. Honest work, she said.
No temptations.
She paid the first installment on the note, $2,000 from selling jewelry. It's a start. Family therapy followed.
Michael insisted we met in Bozeman.
A neutral counselor named Dr. Ellis guiding us.
Blame's easy, she said.
Understanding's hard. Becky owned her cruelty. I projected my failures onto you.
John.
Made you the villain, so I felt strong. I shared my silence's cost, kept the secret to protect. But it isolated me. Michael admitted complicity. I chose peace over truth. The kids joined sessions, Sophie asking, why'd things get weird? We explained age-appropriate. Grown-ups mess up, but we fix it. Holidays tested us. Thanksgiving at the ranch. Becky invited.
Tentative.
She brought pie, Sarah's recipe, pieced from memory. Thought it'd honor her. Tension hung like frost, but Liam broke it, dragging her to see calves. Laughter echoed. Christmas followed, gifts simple, hand-knitted scarves from Becky. No returns. Sophie whispered, "Mom's nicer now." Change was budding. I took Elaine's offer, consulting twice weekly. Drove to the office, advising on ranch loans, spotting red flags in books. "Your eyes sharp." "John," Elaine said. Extra cash eased taxes. I even repainted the barn. But money wasn't the win, family was. One spring day, as snowmelt swelled the creeks, Becky called. "John, need advice." Met at her folks'. She spread papers, business plan for a bookkeeping service targeting rural women. Empower them. Like I wish I'd been. Smart. Grounded. Legal check. Disclose my past. "Yes," I said. Transparency builds trust. She nodded. Lesson learned. Michael dated casually, but focused on kids.
No ruse.
Dad. Becky dated too, a ranch hand, steady type. No wedding talk, separation papers lingered, but amicable under Montana's no-fault divorce laws. A pivotal moment, Sophie's school play. Becky and I both invited, no drama. Sat together, cheering. After, Liam hugged us both. Families back, in the West. Families like the land, resilient, forgiving if you work it. By summer, barbecues resumed. Becky helped grill, sharing laughs. Not perfect, scars remained, but humane. The lesson? Revenge scorches, redemption renews. Truth isn't a weapon, it's a bridge. As the Montana sun climbed higher, thawing the last frost, our family thawed too. The ranch buzzed with life again, calves bawling, tractors humming. I'd wake to coffee and purpose, knowing Sophie and Liam might drop by after school. Michael coordinated. Dad, kids want pony ride Saturday. Becky joined sometimes. Tentative at first, then natural. Mind if I help muck stalls? She'd ask. Work bonded us. In the West, sweat speaks louder than words. Her business took off, rural roots bookkeeping. She disclosed her past up front. I made mistakes. Paid restitution. Learned hard lessons. Clients respected it. Ranch wives related to second chances. You're real, one said. She hired an assistant. Paid installments faithfully, $3, $500 by July. Feels good earning it honest. Therapy deepened.
Dr.
Ellis probed roots. Becky's gambling stemmed from childhood pressures, Dad's failing ranch, Mom's expectations. I chased wins to prove worth. My silence? Martyr complex, she called it. Help without credit invites abuse. Michael's blind spot. Avoided conflict. Lost sight of family. We role-played boundaries. I practiced saying, "That hurts, stop." Becky learned empathy. How'd that make you feel? Legal loose, ends tied. Tom Riley confirmed the plea held. No new charges. Becky's probation ended cleanly. Montana courts expunged the record. But she chose transparency. Hiding bread monsters. A family trip tested growth. Yellowstone camping. Tents by the river. Morays under stars. Becky shared her story gently with kids. I messed up money-wise. Hurt Grandpa. But we're fixing it. Sophie hugged her. Everyone goofs. Liam. Like when I spill milk? Laughter healed. I consulted more. Even teaching a community class on farm finances. John's a legend, students said. Income let me buy back 50 acres, symbolic.
But sweet.
Fall brought harvest. We gathered at the ranch. Becky brought cider. Michael announced, "We're dropping separation. Counseling's working." Becky smiled shyly. "If you'll have me back." I raised a glass. Family's about forgiveness, not perfection. The lesson lingered light. Hold truth gently. It mends more than breaks. In Montana's vastness, we learned space for grace. Winter returned, but warmer somehow. Snow insulated the ranch, but family insulated my heart. Sophie and Liam's visits became routine holidays. Weekends, random days. "Gramps, teach me roping," Sophie begged. Liam preferred stories by the fire. Sarah's quilt over us. Becky's business thrived. She expanded online, serving remote ranches. Payment steady, total $15,000 repaid by year's end. "Pride in every check," she said. Michael promoted to district admin. Stress eased. He golfed with me Sundays. Therapy wrapped. Dr. Ellis, you've rebuilt stronger. Becky volunteered at gambling support groups. My mess helps others. I joined a widower's circle, sharing Sarah's memory without pain. A milestone, our first full family vacation, skiing in Big Sky. Laughter on slopes.
Hot cocoa talks.
Becky pulled me aside. "John, thank you for the chance. The forgiveness. We all needed it," I replied. Spring bloomed, ranch green again. Michael and Becky renewed vows quietly, courthouse. Then ranch barbecue. Kids beamed. I walked Becky down the aisle, symbolic gesture. "Your family," I said. The promotion dinner faded to lesson, not scar. We joke now, remember when. But lightly. Looking back, the shock revealed cracks, but humanity mended them. The light lesson? In life's drama, choose mercy over vengeance. It turns enemies to allies, broken homes to havens. Out west, where horizons stretch endless, so does hope.